Hey everyone, and welcome back to Ronnie the Reader. Today we are going to be doing another TBR reaction from way back in the day. We are going to be watching my December 2017 TBR, and the title also says, "And Small Update." So we'll see what that's about. Might probably just skip the update because who cares? It's really talking about some of the books that I wanted to read. So December 2017, I would have been 20 years old, and I was home for Christmas break during my sophomore year of college. So we'll see what I decided to read. I have a memory of what I think I read during this month, but I'm not too sure. So, oh, and there's my cat. Sorry for the jump scare. But I'm not too sure about what I did exactly read. So we are going to be jumping into the video. So I have a screen recording going here. So we'll watch the video and see how things turn out. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey guys, welcome back again for this December TBR. So, I'm just gonna jump right in. So last night I finished Cress, as I mentioned before, and then I immediately started, oh god, it's falling out of its dust jacket. I immediately started The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas, which is the collection of novellas by Sarah J Maas set in the Throne of Glass world. I'm on page 138. It's in the middle of the third story of the 5 that are in here. I'm enjoying this. It's Throne of Glass, you know. I will admit these ones, I think the 2 stories that I've read have been okay. I think they were probably what I was expecting. Nothing shocking came from them. But regardless, I'm still pretty excited to finish these. I don't know, honestly, the only reason I'm still reading the series is because I have them all. I mean, I'm so stupid. I hate not finishing series. It takes a lot, especially if I own the books. And so yeah, before you're asking, I did ask for Tower of Dawn for Christmas. I probably will read the 7th one when it comes out later this year. There we go. Am I proud of it? No. Do I think these books are great? No. Do I think people should read them? No. But regardless, I'm getting off topic. So this is the first book that I plan on reading. Shocking when I finished. Okay, that was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. Obviously, Throne of Glass is a huge book series. I have pretty strong opinions about the Throne of Glass series. As far as the Assassin's Blade, I thought it was fine. I did end up finishing it, obviously. So that is one book at least checked off that I did read on this. But I am curious to see what I say. Because I know that I did get Tower of Dawn, and I'm pretty sure I did read it before I went back to school. So I don't know if that will be included on the TBR, but Assassin's Blade, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was back in the day the recommended order reading it before reading Queen of Shadows? So I think that's where I would have been on the series at this point. That I'm planning on reading Queen of Shadows and Empire of Storm because I have not read either of these yet. So I have a whole month to finish both of these because I'm taking Tower of Dawn with me. If I don't finish these by the time I leave in January for back to Arizona, I think I'll probably take them with me just so I can get this series out of the way and get it off of my to be read on Goodreads. But I'm confident that I can finish both of I am so distracted. I am confident that I can finish both of these. But we'll just see how fast I read. I don't really have anything to do for this month. I don't have school. I'm not working while I'm here. I literally sit at home all day. So why can't I finish them? So the next... Okay, well, nowadays in my life, I don't know if I could finish both of those books in a single month, but, you know, back then I had a lot more free time to be reading and doing things, so that's fun. But, yeah, so I did read both Queen of Shadows and Empire of Storm, so that is 2 more checks. So far, this is, I think, my most successful TBR that we have watched yet, so... Books I, actually really, really want to get to, pretty bad, because I don't want to have to take them with me, and I want to just finish them off. But the first book I'm going to talk about is The Death Code by Lindsay Cummings. So I read The Murder Complex, which is the first book of this, in 2015 maybe, or 2014 even. I read it a really long time ago, and then I got this for Christmas, maybe 2 years ago at this point. And I remember I really liked The Death Code when is that what it's called? No, this one's The Death Code. The Murder Complex. When I read it, I gave it 5 out of 5. However, my reading tastes have obviously very much changed, as we talked about. So I'm apprehensive going into this, but I'm still excited because the plot of The Death Code, or I keep saying The Death Code, of The Murder Complex was really interesting to me, and I thought it was really fascinating. And I still really remember it a lot, which is pretty good. So I feel I'll pretty sure this is only a duology. I haven't checked, but I probably should. So I can finish this off finally and be done with it. And then the next and final set. So if you watch my last video, I just got rid of The Death Code. So That is interesting. I never ended up reading it. I did read, obviously, The Murder Complex a long time ago and do still really remember that story, but just never wanted to continue on in the series, despite putting it on my TBR at one point. So that unfortunately is a X and a fail for that book, which is sad. You know, I don't like to not read books, especially if I've purchased them or acquired them via gifts, and no one's forcing me to read, so it's not like I should feel bad if I don't read a book, but at the same time, I'm in a privileged enough position to read for fun and to collect books. So I feel like I should try to give it a go, and I never even attempted to read the Death Code, not one single time. Books on my TBR for December. This is a very ambitious December TBR. Is the Darkest Minds trilogy by Alexandra Bracken. I've had these books since like 2014. Whenever the last book came out, I'm pretty sure I got. I've had the Darkest Minds, the Darkest Minds, for a really long time, since 2014. I think my freshman year of high school, or maybe my sophomore year, and then Never Fade in the Darkest Minds. I know I had by Christmas of 2015, because that's when I got this bookshelf. Right? Yeah, that's when I got this bookshelf in Christmas of 2015. I'm getting so off topic. Regardless, I want to read these before I leave again. If I don't get to them, I'm hoping I can take them with me, because I'm only planning on taking a few books with me. Actually, that's a lie. I plan on taking every book I get for Christmas, along with my set of, which you can't see, they're like right there, Game of Thrones, along with Columbine and the Romanoffs by Simon Sebag Montefiore, and then you can't see it back here, but let me grab it, and my copy of The Perks of Being a Wallflower, because it's my favorite book of all time. So I'm planning on taking a lot, and I'm only taking one suitcase again. And I also am taking more clothes with me. I'm putting over there because my clothes are over there. So yeah, I think I'm going to do a life kind of update. Or why don't I? All right, let's stop down and talk about that, because that was a lot. So no, I did read The Darkest Minds. I forget if I said I had already read The Darkest Minds at this point, but I think I read The Darkest Minds. I know I read it when I was on vacation one year in the Outer Banks, and I think it was the summer of 2018 that I read that. So did not read it here, and then I never ever read Never Fade or In the Afterlight, and I ended up unhauling that entire series a couple years ago, so I don't even own it anymore. And then some of the other books that I talked about, obviously the Romanoffs, very famously never read and just unhauled it a couple months ago, like before I made this move back to Maryland. I did reread The Perks of Being a Wallflower once I got back to Arizona in 2018. So good on me for that, I guess. But yeah, so that was interesting. I think that's all that's left for the TBR. So let me watch the rest of this video, make sure there is no more books or TBR, and then I'll come back and kind of wrap up my feelings. So give me 1 second. So hello. So that was it for my December TBR. So moving on to kind of a life-ish update. So I'm moving, like I said, to Arizona permanently in January. So as of right now, for those of you who don't know, I am an ASU student. I am in the middle of my sophomore year. I just finished my 3rd semester. And the original plan was for me to go back in January, obviously, and then find a place to move into by May. But that didn't happen because we found a place actually in the early weeks of December, like the first week of December, or no, November. And then we checked out the house and we really liked it. And just because of circumstances, we had to act fast and decide right then if we wanted it. We being me and my 4 roommates who I'm living with. So we ended up doing it, and we signed a lease the first week of December, and we paid our security deposit. Our landlord signed his name and everything to the lease, and our lease goes into effect January 1st, so we can move in then. I will not be back January 1st. I'm moving back on January 6th, so I'll be here in Maryland until then. But I'm super excited. I am so excited to be living in a house with my friends. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be stressful, obviously, but I'm excited. I'll definitely be happy to move out of my current residence, which is kind of an upper division residential hall in University Towers, that I actually posted a tour of on this channel. It's fine, it's good. I'm just excited to be living with my friends instead of living there, where my roommate actually had to move out. And so I've been living by myself for like the last month and a half, since the middle of October. So I'm just super excited for everything. And then I plan on getting a second job as well, because I do have the first job that is through ASU. I'm planning on getting a second job. And then just moving on, kind of looking forward making my life out there for at least the next few years. I am currently dating someone, so that's exciting, and he is out there, so that's super cool. But yeah, just that's kind of where my life is right now. I'm very happy with where I am in life. Very happy with the developments that have happened over the last few months. But yeah, I'm just super excited. And I know I've said that a lot, and I'm kind of just rambling on, really talking about nothing, so I'm gonna go now, stop wasting your time. So thank you for watching this video. All right, that's gonna be it for this. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop that. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna leave that in. There's a cute little life update there. It just is, it's kind of nostalgic. You know, I was so excited to move into my house that I lived out there for so long in Arizona. You know, I was in a relationship. That relationship has since ended, but it's fine. I'm now with Jake, and we have been together for, it'll be 7 years in July. So, you know, it's, everything worked out for the best. It's not like there's any like bad blood or anything there. It's not a tragic story, but yeah, it's just fun to kind of watch that. But kind of going back to the TBR, it was mostly a success. I do believe that in the month of December, I did end up reading Tower of Dawn as well. So I think instead of reading the Death Code or the Darkest Minds trilogy, I ended up reading Queen of Shadows, Empire of Storms, and Tower of Dawn all within that month, and then went back to school. And I did read Kingdom of Ash once it came out. I forget when that did exactly come out. Maybe it was the following year. I don't exactly remember. I do have a vlog of me reading Kingdom of Ash on this channel as well, so maybe I'll react to that. I did vlog or make videos about most of my time reading the Throne of Glass series, and as maybe you know, it's not exactly one of my favorite series of all time, so I think it'd be fun to maybe go back and re-examine my feelings on that series and what I was thinking in the time as I was making videos on it. But yeah, this was a super fun TBR. I think this is the most fun one that I've watched thus far, doing this cute little series. So yeah, definitely let me know what you thought, and definitely let me know if you've read any of the books that I mentioned. I know obviously Throne of Glass is huge and super popular, and a lot of people I know are kind of reading it for the first time or rereading it right now, so that's pretty fun. You know, even though the series didn't work for me and I'm not the biggest Sarah J Maas fan out there, I love that so many people do love and connected with those books, and kind of like how The Hunger Games was my books that really got me into reading, I feel like Throne of Glass is a lot of that for a lot of people, so I'm definitely happy that people can connect to those books and have that you know, feeling and connection to them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what you thought down below, and until the next time, I will see you then. Thanks so much. Bye.